Welcome everyone to a in-house league game here. We have a single draft game coming at you. So, well, we actually can't see the picks here until the players ultimately do decide their heroes, but we can see kind of some shadow picks in the work. Again, it's a faster picking mode, so the clock is going to be ticking, and if you want to swap a hero over to an ally, kind of form your lineup, you got to think rather quickly, which again could make this mode quite interesting. But ultimately, we will have to wait here before we get to see the lineups picked from both sides. But what we can do is we can go over the captains here for this match. So this is going to be Znooki on the Legion team as the captain versus Probusk here on the Hellborn side. So we have Znooki, Platycrest, Bilbo, Janko, and Novi here on the Legion side. And then we have Probusk, Hello, Dutch Ownage, Haha, and Imba Nuts here on the Hellborn side. So the picks are going to be Bubbles, Valkyrie, Fade, Sir Bensington, and Monarch. And I gotta say, that is quite the lineup there from top to bottom. This is something we would very well see coming out of a captain's pick mode lobby here. So again, they get a pretty good lineup from top to bottom. We'll take a look at the Hellborns lineup now. We have Monkey King, Andromeda, Magnus, Zephyr, and Plague Rider. So, I mean, again, fairly normal picks coming out from the Hellborn side. Mainly, I guess the only one that kind of stands out to me is the Plague Rider pickup. So, I think we could be seeing some 2-2-1 setup maybe with the Plague Rider in the off lane. Depending on where they want to put this Magnus, they could maybe have him either roaming or farming down in the bot lane. We're going to see probably Zephyr mid and then Busk playing the Monkey King with Andromeda in the short lane. That's a pretty strong pair of heroes there. And I'm going to be interested to see how the Legion team lanes this. It looks like we are having a Fade middle, which I am surprised that they're not running a second support Fade and running the Bubbles as a core. It looks like they are going to be running a support Bubbles here. So we're going to have the Bensington. He's going to be the one role here, it looks like, this game. Maybe Valkyrie will be the position 2, and then Fade, even as the mid, will be like a position 3 hero. So perhaps just a Fade and the Bubbles kind of swapping roles for this one. But other than that, it looks like a pretty normal lineup. They have quite good picks from top to bottom. And I think from like a drafting standpoint, again, these drafts were single draft. It does feel like a fairly balanced lineup from both sides. So they do pick pretty good heroes here. And ultimately, it looks like we will be having something like a Bubbles Valkyrie lane here going up against the Monkey King and Andromeda. It looks like Magnus might also be coming up here to the top lane to secure Monkey King's farm. Might look to pick up the Marchers. Might be playing more of a roaming role roaming style of role this game. And alternatively, he could maybe look to go bottom later and lane with the Plague Rider if they do decide that they don't need him to be down here. So he's going to get a ward down here on the Bubbles. He's going to Shell Surf and probably go back to the base and regen. And Chris will be farming on the Valkyrie again. He will be the secondary core. And we have Sir Bensington with the Monarch going up against the Plague Rider, who is going to be farming down here in the bottom lane. See him get his Extinguish and look to get himself some lane control. Now again, he didn't block any of the camps here as the Plague Rider, so it's going to be quite easy for Legion to get the lanes back. And we have Magnus. He buys out some supportive items here. He's not going to be going for like the early Marchers to be setting up any kind of roams early on. So it's going to be a while before he gets his Marchers, unless he gets like a Bloodlust Kill or something. But yeah, Fade versus Zephyr in the mid lane. I think this definitely favors the Zephyr. Fade, not the strongest laning hero, but definitely a hero that can be rotating around early on. But if Zephyr gets a good start, he could have like an early helm with the Black Legion, which could definitely be difficult for Legion to deal with. And even eventually a Shaman's Headdress, as there's a lot of magic damage here coming out. But I expect this to be Zephyr favored here in the mid lane. And they're going to be more or less looking to win 2 out of the 3 lanes, with Plague Rider just kind of getting as much XP as he possibly can here, with the lane being controlled from his Extinguish. So already we have the tri-lane coming out. Lane ward is down. They do see the bubbles Valkyrie. No orb on the bubble. It's gonna shell surf the pull here. But they're gonna block it, so they're not gonna be able to pull the lane back right away. And ultimately this will get Monkey King more or less free farm early on. I'm gonna go ahead and throw out a Comet stun here. Magma's not in range for a stun. Again, I think he probably wanted to go boots here in this scenario so he can be a little bit more mobile. We're gonna guess here on the lane ward, but as we can see, it's over here, so they're gonna miss. Fade is actually doing quite well though. He's 6-1 against a 5-0 Zephyr early on. And Playgrider, he's got 2 creep kills, so we're gonna see now the Legion team denying some of their ways, and this is kind of the weakness of Playgrider in this meta, is that you can always just pull the lane to the side camp. So if you don't block those, it's always going to be difficult for you to keep the lane control at your tower here. So again, Bubble's getting caught here. He's going to shell surf. There comes the arrow from the Valkyrie. They're going to put some good pressure on the Magnus. Now he does have an apple and a health potion. Valkyrie's going to go in for this kill. Now he does have the apple, but he didn't use the apple. He's going to get the bloodless kill here on the Valkyrie. I think he was trying to bait that out. But now Andromeda could also be in some trouble. That's going to be a unfortunate chain of events here. So they end up losing 2 kills. So this man up dual lane all of a sudden causing issues for the Hellborn team. As again, Monkey King, he's farming off in the lane. You can't really expect him to be over here with his supports, but some nice arrows landing from the Valkyrie. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, Zephyr takes out the Fade. And this is what I talked about. The Zephyr, he is very strong against another melee, but especially against a hero like Fade that doesn't have a strong lane presence to deal with the Zephyr. So once he gets some levels up, he's already going to be starting to control the lane. He's 8-2 against a 14-2. Meanwhile, we see Bubbles die in the top lane. He got caught with a shell surf down. So again, 3 versus 2. Bubbles not really the strongest support hero. But they continue to kind of shut out the Playgrider. He's level 2. And that is a mistake of the Playgrider not making sure to block these side camps. So they have Benzington already level 4. He is farming 300 GPM. But again, he has to deal with the Extinguish coming out from Playgrider every 45 seconds. Bubbles is going to try to mess up with the creep equilibrium. Zephyr, he's going for a dive here. Oh my god, he's actually going to get the kill. He's going to actually survive to the tower. So Bilbo falling once again here, second death. And I think they definitely would have rather had the Fade being top in the Bubbles mid. I am still very surprised that they did run a Bubbles support long lane. I think he would do much better against the Zephyr. Znooki gonna get they're gonna miss the arrow actually on the Magnus there. But he does have the shell surf down. Here come the body blocks though, but Magnus has the marchers picked up and Zephyr's coming over with some regen. Here comes the Comet stun. Here comes the gust and Bubbles is going to fall. Meanwhile in the bottom lane, Playgrider does fall to the combination of Monarch and the Benzington. Valkyrie now trying to put some return pressure out. Now there is a Comet stun and a Lava Surge up on the Valkyrie. Old Sports back in. He's going to take some pressure from the Monkey King, but we have mid doing very well for Hellborn. Top starting to do a lot better for Hellborn as well. As we see the gold lead kind of starting to get in favor here of the Hellborn team. So a lot riding on Benzington this game. It's not looking very good for the Legion team here. We might see Monarch get in range here. He doesn't have mana for a Crippling Pollen. Actually just came up. And Playgrider is going to go down here. The smackdown coming out from Janko and Novi. So Benzington continues to do well here, but they have both the Zephyr and the Monkey King doing well here. Astrun is up on the bird, and Zephyr's going to get dove here. He's going to survive, actually. Just pick up the vestment. So Fade does escape death here. He is maxing out the Burning Shadows. Top lane, the arrow is going to miss. Playgrider only on 90 gold per minute here. Definitely a very, very tough lane for him. Bubble's gonna snipe out some creeps here with Valkyrie. I see Fade hitting level 6 now. Zephyr looking to go maybe into the jungle. He's gonna take the top rune, which does spawn a double damage, so he might look to jungle, and then they'll send the Magnus to the mid lane. Playgrider are gonna take this Merrick's rune and deny Fade the bottle refill. So Bilbo gonna just get enough gold for his boots here. Here comes a crippling pollen on the Playgrider. The call going to follow, and that will be a dead Playgrider. So he once again falls now for the 3rd time here. So Busk is almost at 400 GPM on the Monkey King. He's got 47 last. It's got the top creep score in the game, but only having the 1 assist so far. Not really propelling his GPM further, but still 400 very early on is good. Compare that to the 41 of Benzington, again getting denied by the Playgrider, but having the 2 kills as the difference there. We have a Nightfall coming in on the Zephyr. He's gonna miss. And here comes the Fade Stun into the Benzington Joust. They just completely outnumber. And this is one of the strengths of Legion's lineup. They have the Fade with the Fade and the Benzington combo. They also later on will have the Valkyrie Prism ganks. So again, a really powerful kind of mid-game ganking style of lineup. But a lot of teamfight built on Hellborn's side with the Zephyr and the Playgrider once they get their ultimates kind of online with Typhoon plus Plague Carrier. Definitely can be a strong combination. Would like to see Playgrider continue to use his Extinguish. Again, you kind of want to use that skill every time it's off cooldown to just continue to deny. Monkey King gonna go in with the combo here. Takes out the oh, Busk gonna live on 15 lives. Look, he's got a Shell Surf coming up in 6 seconds. And here comes the team support. Take cover. He's gonna avoid both the Shell Surf and the Lava Surge. He's gonna pour it out to the Shell Surf, so they do actually miss the skills there. If they held the Lava Surge, they would have at least probably gotten 1 skill to land. So perhaps Dutch not really being too much of a Magnus player here. Definitely something he's maybe adapting to here. That's gonna fall once again on the Playgrider. 0-4-0. Continues to be a struggle for him. Pretty good last inning coming in here from Bilbo. Bilbo's gonna scout the way here with his Shell Surf. Monkey King, he's got the Ghost Marchers and the Vestments. He's gonna go in on the bubble, slips over to the Valkyrie. Some good pressure coming in with the Toxin Claw. Here comes the dashes, and he will take out the bubbles. Valkyrie, though, gonna thwart them backward and not gonna be able to get a second kill, but again, they were not able to get at least 1 kill. Comes the Magnus stun. They have a Rev Ward down. No Typhoon up on the Zephyr. There's a Toxin Claw. And Playgrider falls once again for the 5th time. Here comes the Nightfall. This is going to deal huge damage. They take out the Zephyr, punishing the dive. And now Magnus is in some trouble. Oh, but he doesn't wait with the Joust. Fade's going to open up, and Znooki will get it on the bubbles. So I think Janko could have had that kill if he was a little bit more patient with the Joust, but tried to guess where he went coming out of the steam bath. And they do get punished here. So Hellborn's starting to struggle a little bit now. Zephyr falling for the 2nd time. And the Fade, again, not doing that well. He's 250 GPM, but kind of catching up at the Zephyr's farm. So Benzington goes for the Knuckles. He's already got 4 charges on that item. We have Benzington coming in once again. Picks up the Savage 6 streak here. And he is all the way up to 490 gold per minute now. So Legion's starting to take a bit of a lead here, despite most of the farm being put on the Bensington so far. But again, I don't think they're too sad with having a 7-0 Bensington. Already having 5 Knuckles charges here at the 10.5 minute mark. We'll most likely see the Thunderclaw being built here as he does go for the Alacrity Band. And they're still kind of waiting for some more impact from Bubbles to come online. Needs that level 6 as a support. Mid lane, they're going to dive the Plague Rider once again. He goes down now for the 6th time. He's pretty much spending more time in the respawner this game than he is alive. Basically taking a bath in the fountain at this point. But again, he does have his level 6 now. We see the Typhoon down. Here comes the 2-man Burning Shadow stun from the Fade. Was actually on the Illusion Andro and the Zephyr. So they do get a kill there once again on the Fade. He falls for the 3rd time. Znooki trying to get some solo experience here while Valkyrie ports into the middle lane. Monkey King, he continues to kind of be doing his thing up here in the top lane. Gonna be interested to see what Busk goes for. Looks like he's going for a Shaman's Headdress. So he's not going any kind of farming item just yet, but he is bulking up with the vestments, and I think eventually going to build into that Shaman's Headdress. Then we could maybe see a farming item like a Dawnbringer or something similar. But again, it's going to be a very action-packed game with Legion's lineup. They have the Fade and the Bensington, which we talked about in the drafting phase, so definitely going to need to bulk up and be able to survive this heavy magic burst lineup from the Legion team. But here comes the solo Kelfield on the Monkey King. Fade comes in with a Burning Shadow stun, but here comes the counter from the Bensington. Nightfall will miss. He will land the joust into the twig there, taking out Dutch on the Magnus. So they do make it a 1-for-1, trading support Bubbles for support Magnus. And it's now a domination streak. Here comes the swap though into the tower as he gets flipped around by the Monkey King. Some big damage coming in from Busk. He picks up the serial killer streak, but not only that, takes out the domination streak from Janko. So that is not a good thing if you're Legion to give that big kill streak over to the enemy team's carry. We see 745 gold going the way of Busk, who just finished his Shaman, so he can start to already build into his next core item here. As we see Bubbles surfing, scouting out the Andromeda off to the side there. But Zephyr now has his Helm of the Black Legion, and it's going to be much more difficult for Legion team to kind of bring him down. They're going to need to outnumber him at this point. He's on almost 1200 life with the vestments, but again, still hasn't picked up the Marchers yet, so not very mobile is the Zephyr. We'll see if they stick him in the jungle to take out some stacks here. As Hellborn team is kind of transitioning into a 3 support lineup. They're going to be putting a lot of weight here on both the Zephyr and the Monkey King. But again, 2 cores that kind of scale very well. Monkey King picks up a Sackstone, so again, Busk continues to buy these mid-tier items to bulk himself up, going for the stats and whatnot. We have Nightfall coming up in 15 seconds. Fade has his Reflection ready to go. We'll see if they look to try to go for a pick-off here in the next minute or so. So Magnus, he might be expecting some kind of engagement here. They have no vision really in the area, but maybe Monkey King's feeling like the pressure is coming very soon here. Magnus kind of showing himself though, running in. I'm not sure if I agree with that play necessarily. I think I would have rather seen him kind of hiding himself a bit, but they want to secure this tower, and that's why here come the ports though. And again, they do have the Nightfall ready to go, so this is most likely Monarch porting in, as Magnus going to get solo kelped up in the tower. The swap though onto Magnus, and Andromeda going to sacrifice herself. They do get the deny on the tower. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Plague Rider could be in some trouble, and he is in dead trouble as Bensington twigs him down there coming out of that Valkyrie Prism. And we'll see if they look to pursue any further kills here. It looks like they will not, so in the end, they get 2 kills and a tower deny, and Legion team picking up some more momentum. So they kind of take a small golden experience lead here. We see Fade building into the Neophytes book. Looks like he'll be going for that Codex this game, but not really a big fan of this item here, specifically because we have the Hellborn team stacking up on magic armor already early on. And I feel like it is a very late codex. He's only farming 265 gold per minute. You see the stun disable chain coming in as the Nightfall does land, and they take him out with the Joust. So a perma stun train locking down the Zephyr, and he will get bursted down without any counter coming in from the Hellborn team here. We still have a play carrier ready to go. I don't think I've seen any plague carriers being used this game. Magma's gonna go in with a single stun here on the Fade. There's the cleansing one from the Monarch, but he doesn't have mana for the Chrysalis. It was actually off cooldown anyway, or on cooldown rather. And here comes the play carrier! As Nut says, you haven't seen a play carrier, I'll show you. And he picks up the double tap there, taking out both the Bensington and the Valkyrie, the two big cores from the Legion team. And it's going to be almost a team wipe here if they can get the Monarch. I think Magma should be in range for a Lava Surge here. It's coming off cooldown. There we go. Dutch not going to miss this one. There's no take cover coming into play here. So it is a 4 for 2 swing, actually, as they did lose the Andro and the Zephyr, though. Meanwhile, this was going on. Busk was having fun over here. I think he got the tower taken out. Snooky's gonna snipe out the Plague Rider here. Missed that one, as he did actually pick up a spell shards on the support bubbles. Only 200 GPM, but managing to find a farming item of his choosing here. And he actually has almost the same farm as the Valkyrie, who went for sorcery boots, and now he's going for the Staff of the Master. So going to be more of a supportive Valkyrie this game. Once he picks up the staff, he'll be able to kind of flash farm lanes, and we might see him eventually build into something like a Resto Stone or a Spell Shards himself. Again, kind of trending with the magic damage. Now we see a big dive coming in by the Legion team. They're going to take out the Zephyr, but they're stuck in the Typhoon as they did joust in. And Bensington's going to make the escape up the top here. They did get the counter kill here on the Bubbles. And they're trying to make it a second one as Monarch's now on the run. He does have the tablet on cooldown. Here comes the Burning Shadow stun from the Faded Monkey King. He will get mana burned here by the call. Will they have the damage to follow this up, though? Here comes the Plague Carrier. It is going to take out only the Monarch, so it didn't really get the most bounces here. But Fade could be in some trouble. Here comes the dash from the Monkey King. I think he did miss that dash, actually. Fade's gonna get a stun off. Here comes the Nightfall, though, from Bensington. Snipes out the Monkey King, and they will take out the Fade in response, but here comes the stun chain on the Bensington, and there's the eruption from the Magnus. So it's double tap fiesta coming out from both sides as both the Bensington and the Plague Rider pick up a pair of double taps. But Bensington will fall. Oh, here comes the arrow, though, from Chris. I don't know if he's gonna get in range to follow this up with a call of the Valkyrie, but it was a nice arrow nonetheless. And we see now Hellborn taking the lead here with a 2,200. No, the tower gets denied an 1,800 gold lead and a 3,000 experience lead here. Zephyr, Shaman Sandras, and Helm picked up. Will he be able to survive this onslaught of right clicks coming out from Legion? He gets swapped out by the Andromeda. Now Andromeda could be in some trouble. He doesn't have a tablet available, and the spells are coming back up soon. Here comes the arrow. Might hit the TP. No, it's not going to connect. Magnus, though, picks up a 2-man Lava Surge initiation here. They're going to get both the Monarch and the Valkyrie down as the triple stun comes in from the Fade, but a very defensive stun. No follow-up damage as there was no Nightfall from the Bensington. That would have been a nasty combo if they had that ready to go. Bubbles was also, I think, with spells on cooldown, so no follow-up here. We'll see Hellborn try to make a tower push here in the mid lane. This Valkyrie's about halfway to her Staff of the Master currently. Things have kind of tapered off a little bit for both sides as we still continue to see Monkey King and the Bensington up at the top of the damage or GPM charts. Zephyr not doing too bad himself, though, almost at 400. Bensington picking up the Firebrand, following up his Thunderclaw, so continues to go for these farming items. I think we could definitely see him go into a Shrunken Head this game, but knowing Janko, I think he will go into the Geobane first. He likes to go the greedier routes typically. Might even skip the Geobane this game and go into something like a Dawnbringer, but I feel like on Bensington the Geobane is just a little bit better. Snooky's going for a kill here on the Plague Rider. He's got Portal Key up, so if anything, he's kind of baiting this. And he's going to fall here. Got a little bit too greedy on the bubbles. Meanwhile, Bensington going to take out the tier 1 tower there. Magnus getting closer to his Portal Key. He is about 600 gold away, but he's going to spot Fade on this Word of Revelation I think they're trying to bait this, if anything. Here comes the Steam Bath. There's the Cold Landing and the Burning Shadow stun. But Magnus cannot get in range for a stun. Is the Cleansing Wind going to get them the distance to safety here? So we see the first item, Portal Key, coming in from the Playgrider. He picks up a Major Totem, which I'm not sure what he's going to build that into. Maybe he wants to go for like a Sackstone or something, or an Energizer, but I don't know. It feels like a weird item on the Playgrider. I don't think Void Talisman makes a lot of sense this game either. So not really too sure what Playgrider's going for. If he was having a better game here, I think we could have seen him go for like a staff and he could upgrade the Zephyr. Monkey King again is going for the Dawnbringer, so I kind of expected this. It is a quite good item on the Monkey King. Gives him mobility, mana regen for farming, and just allows him to continue kind of doing what he likes to do. They're going to take out the Fade there with that Magnus Initiation. Did use the Eruption. And it is tied up here at 21 apiece, but currently Hellborn team with the momentum here in Golden Experience. I think they still want another 1 or 2 items on the Bensington before they really feel comfortable team fighting. For now, they should be looking to continue split pushing, setting up ganks with the Fade and the Valkyrie Prism, and not really necessarily looking to take head-on team fights, as the nature of Hellborn's lineup just a little bit too good, I think, at team fighting. You see the Portal Key Magnus going to stun up the Bensington. He's going to get himself the distance out of that Word of Revelation. He will joust down the cliff, so he will be fine for now. But the rest of the team is making their way over. Prism is still up for 5 more seconds, but he's going to make the right moves here to avoid the entire Hellborn team. We'll see if he goes for the TPA out, and then he will make it to safety. So the Arrow going to kind of scout things out as well. Bubbles, meanwhile, support Bubbles doing his thing, split pushing. He's got 2,000 gold. Currently in the bank, so perhaps saving up for a Portal Key. So they kind of lack that initiation without Fade going for one as well. And he did go for a tablet, so the mid Fade kind of transitioning into more of a support Fade. The support Bubbles transitioning more into a core, which, again, I talked about in the draft. I felt like they should have ran the Bubbles mid, the Fade as like a second support with the Valk, but ultimately they decided to lane it as such. And we now have the Portal Key picked up on the Bubbles. Valkyrie is closing in on her Staff of the Master, needs about 300 more gold. And we will see her continue to farm towards that. Bensington does have his completed Geometer's Bane here. But I think we will now see him build towards the Shrunken, because up until this point, he's still not really able to team fight into Hellborn's lineup. We see an Eruption coming out here. It is going to be tableted and canceled. Now, they did lose Bubbles already, so the team fight kind of going the way of Hellborn for now. They do lose the Magnus, and we see Bensington still not really feeling comfortable going into the fight here. We have Fade trying to line up an initiation here with her Reflection. Would like to see the Portal Key still picked up on the Fade to kind of secure these line stuns. But he's going to go in on the Andromeda. Here comes the Nightfall. Going to be used to take out a support. I guess it's okay. They use the cooldown. It's up again in another 90 seconds, but not really the target that they kind of want with the big cooldowns being used. They're going to go in here on the Zephyr. Going to burn his mana. Arrow from downtown, not going to hit. But Busk is definitely farming faster than Janko here. He's 590 gold per minute with the Dawnbringer. I think we will see him maybe go for a Shrunken head next into something like a Gajuro could be possible here. And they're going to attempt Kongor with the Reflection and Nightfall. Cooldown's currently down. The order does go for an Energizer in the end. So we have the Barrier Idol picked up by the Zephyr. Fairly good pickup this game against the magic damage of Legion. And I think right now Hellborn's in a pretty comfortable spot. They could maybe look to force a fight at the Legion team's Kongor as well if they want to invest into a Bound Die. Possibly put that on the Zephyr or the Monkey King. Could also be an option. But for now, Legion team, pretty safe to say they want to get that Shrunken Head picked up on the Bensington. And Valkyrie, gonna be interested to see if she invests into more follow-up to her staff here with something like a Spell Shards or a Resto Stone, or if she looks to immediately staff somebody. A possible candidate could be the Bensington with his staff effect, giving him 250 extra range in the 4-second twig cooldown, or 5 seconds rather. Pretty powerful staff effect. Alternatively, if they see lots of Shrunkens being picked up on the Hellborn, which there currently are none, they could look to staff the Bubbles. But I don't think they'll staff the Fade this game, simply due to him transitioning into more of a support role. Also, there's a lot of AoE, and the staff effect from Fade I don't think would have too much value this game. So they do pick up the kill here on the Plague Rider. Falls for the 10th time this game. That's not having the best game, but they also pick up the tier 2 tower down in the bot lane with the Bensington. They're going to scout out the Monkey King here. Again, I don't think they're going to be looking to go for this kill without the Nightfall. And again, we see a lot of farming kind of being done by the Valkyrie this game. He's not really smoking up or going with the Fade too much to kind of follow up his stun with an arrow. They're pretty content with him, at least for now, farming up as that secondary core hero. They are going to catch the Bensington here, and he might go down as he's getting slowed up by that Dawnbringer. Here comes Fade with a Burning Shadow Stun, but we have Magmus with a Portal Key coming up in 5 more seconds. Plague Rider jumps in. He's going to use the Plague Carrier. It's going to bounce between Bensington and the Monarch, taking out the Bensington. Magmus gets a 2-man Lava Surge stun, and this is disastrous for the Legion team as ultimately it's a 3-for-0 swing, and this could definitely open up the second Kongor now as they have the Slayer buff for 45 seconds, looking for that token of life. But down in the bot lane, we see Znooki doing his thing, split pushing with the Energizer pickup. He's going to clean up the creep wave here and continue to be a nuisance, poking some damage there on the tier 3 tower. But will we ultimately see a defense being made here at the Kongor? They do have vision, I believe, with the Nightcrawler, if this does give enough. I think they didn't nerf the vision of the Nightcrawlers. I don't think this might see the pit, actually. So they are going to steal the Kongor here and get a token of life up on Probusk, who just picked up a Shroud. So he's not going to go for the early Shrunken Head timing. He's going to go for that Shroud. Might look to pick up the Shrunken later on. But also has a double damage rune, so he is hunting for a kill here. He's going to scout out the Fade here, but again, he's going to have to go through the tower. He's flipping over. Here comes the slam into the dashes, and Fade could maybe go down. He will go down to that Dawnbringer dot, and it is a pickoff coming out from Probusk. We'll see if they look to force the issue here at the Legion's base, but again, we see Znooki split pushing the bottom lane. He forces the port from the Magmus, and we see the ports happening at the base, but Probusk goes in for another kill. He takes out the Valkyrie, even catches her with the leap down. And it's going to be a double tap in the end. So we have Kongor Decimator currently at 33% here for the Hellborn team. We have a buyback coming in from Bilbo on the Fade. He's going to go ahead and use that Reflection. See if he can get an initiation here for the Bensington, who's in Nightfall position here. Again, has gold for the Shrunken Head. He's going to pick it up here, send it to him, wait for that Nightfall initiation as Andromeda is going to sacrifice herself here with a swap. Now Fade's in some trouble. He's going to tablet, but he tablets the wrong way, and the Rax is going to fall here. Legion team not really feeling comfortable going in with the Bensington here against the token. And we see the first Rax falling here of the game, and Hellborn's lead has now jumped out to almost 14,000 golden experience. Busk piloting a 650 gold per minute Monkey King, but also they have about 500 on the Zephyr. I see a vote to pause coming out there. Kelpfield currently on cooldown here, and for the most part, Ultimate's on cooldown across the board here for the Legion team. The token of life, I believe, has 50 seconds remaining, so they might try to force another fight here at the Legion's base, currently leading with that 1 Rex advantage. Probusk went ahead and bought something which is being delivered to him. This might be his, actually this might be, no, one of the couriers might be giving him something. I don't know if he had enough gold for a Genjuro pickup, but I do believe he bought something after the Shroud, because he did get a couple of kills and a Rax. We do see the spell shards coming in for the Valkyrie, so he's going kind of all in on the arrow and the call combo for some extra magical presence, which I think is okay. I don't think they necessarily need any staff upgrades at the moment. Zephyr, by the way, did go for his Ultor's Heavy Helm here, which will kind of assist them in pushing high ground to some extent. We have a Prism coming out from the Plague Rider. He could be building into a Sheepstick. Alternatively a Sand Scepter, but well, I guess actually it could be good against the Monarch if they want that item. So it could be either a Sheep or a Sand Scepter. If it's a Sand Scepter, he has gold for it, but I think he will be going for Blink Sheep this game.
Let's get the ball rolling.
So we are back underway again. Token. 50 seconds remaining for the Monkey King here. And we will see the barrier idol getting used here on the creep wave, so they're going to continue to put pressure on the tower. Arrow going to deal some damage here to the team, but the tower is going to fall. Comes a dust from the Zephyr scouting out the Valkyrie. Here comes the Prism. They're going to stun up the Monkey King. Again, they're using a lot on the token here. There's the swap from Andromeda. A little bit surprised they used the swap on the token. I think Busk wants to die, as he's only got the token for 15 more seconds. They are going to get the Rax here. Busk almost kind of trying to die. Magnus going to jump in with an Eruption and a stun. He misses everything. Solo Kelfield comes out from Znooki on the Magnus only. They do bring down the Monarch. It is an onslaught streak for Busk as he does respawn there. He's taking some heavy damage. Here comes the Plague Carrier bouncing around though. They're going to take out the Sir Bensington as his Shrunken Head did wear off. And we see the vote to concede coming out from the Legion team. It's not going to pass right away, but I think we very well could be seeing the beginning of the end here, as they do take out the Andromeda at their base. Zephyr gonna, or no, Zephyr Bubble's gonna miss his Shell Surf there on the Plague Rider, but they are gonna walk him down and he will fall. Bubble's gonna get stunned up here by the Magnus and he will get counter killed. We see the Acolyte staff picked up by Plague Rider. Again, it will be the Sheepstick he's working on. Needs one more piece. See a Barbed Armor picked up by the Zephyr. Fade is hunting in the trees here. Just gonna open on the solo Zephyr. There's the swap though. Magnus gonna eat the arrow. Nightfall comes in, deals some good damage. I think that's gonna take out the Andromeda. We're still not feeling comfortable with dealing with the Monkey King and the Zephyr. Zephyr's holding his ground here with the Barbed Armor. Busk's gonna get a Savage 6-Drake. Bensington comes in and takes out the Zephyr, as they have the Eruption in the background. Busk's gonna take out another target. Make it another target. It's 3 targets in total. Plague Rider trying to find a Plague Carrier target. Not gonna need one though, at least for now. And Fade will go down to the Magnus here. So it ends up being a hat trick We have the second buyback coming in from Bubbles, but I think this one might be the real CC vote this time. It is going to go through, and the Elborn team will take this one. Piloted by Probusk on the 700 GPM Monkey King. They conclude this one here at the more or less 33-minute mark.